Over the last few months, we have toured dozens of new construction homes, all different price points, all different communities around Kansas City. And this is one of the most unique ones. It's modern, it's striking, it's packed with dramatic spaces throughout, finished in all three levels, and just wait till you see the finished basement. This is the Birmingham II by SAB Homes, top home builder in Kansas City. They've got 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, 4670 square feet. It's on a flat lot, but it has all the bells and whistles, and it is currently not for sale because it's a model, but is listed at $1.527 million. Unlike a lot of the videos where we start inside the home, we got to start outside because this front porch is really big. They did some unique things throughout this house. You notice on the drone footage, ton of different textures, the shingle siding with the boarded batten, the stone. You're going to see outside in the outdoor living spaces some tile flooring, which is really nice. But I thought that this massive space for the front porch was great to see. As soon as you step inside, we've got an 8-foot front door, glass panels, and we are going to give you a shot of the tall ceilings. Now, one thing I almost do every single time we film is I like to walk through the property, familiarize myself with it before we start filming. It's been a couple weeks since I've stepped inside of this. I haven't seen it fully done or furnished, but I wanted to experience this one for the first time with all of you. So starting back here, I believe this is a brand new plan. SAB, one of the top builders here in Kansas City. We're gonna do another video, some of their other spec homes at different price point later on in the next week or so. So make sure you subscribe to see it. But the entry here, 2-story ceilings, you've got a modern light fixture. And the reason we started outside is you're gonna see a lot of tile through this house. I like what they did here. One of the things you'll notice about this builder is they could build a spec home, which most of the time when you see a spec home, it's like bare bones, doesn't usually have upgraded finishes. This builder's spec homes and their models feel very similar. So they're all designed very well. One of the things I like here a lot is you've got this textured tile mixed with the smooth tile. It just gives you a nice little offset. The staircase going upstairs is right here. And I'm going to put the floor plan on the screen. I don't think I've said that yet, so hopefully I'm not repeating myself. But coming in to the shared living spaces of the house, we'll get to the kitchen in a moment. The countertops, it's a material that we haven't really shown on the channel before, but I love this. You've got 2-story ceilings, the beams up top, the light fixtures give you this real nice modern look, and of course the 2-story fireplace, large format tile. Anytime you see tile like this, usually a little bit more expensive because of the design, but also the size of it. It costs a little bit more to lay. And on top of that, like this one, they have just upgraded everything. So linear fireplace, which is why you don't see it up to here. That's really nice because it means you could set the TV a little lower. You've got the floating hearth with downlighting. I believe this is either a leathered granite or like a decked in. It's certainly a solid surface countertop material. And then even to the right of the 2-story fireplace, they went with the tile. And again, I think it's a little bit different. I think this is, let me just verify this. I think this is a leathered version of, oh my goodness, it is. It's lighter, it's leathered instead of polished. Just a really neat look. And of course, I have to point out, you have the black windows, the traditional mutton bars in the middle, and we are going to head around the corner here. We'll get to the patio, the covered porch in a second. But I thought this was really classy. The way this is staged, the way it's designed, it almost feels like a high-end boutique or hotel. You've got the mirror backsplash here, floating shelves, floating hutch, and then I love the edge of this. I don't know, Alex, if you can get a close up. Nice and sleek. Goes well with those flat panel cabinet doors. And of course, you've got the downlighting below. But I just want to take a second because if you saw the first of the models that we filmed here, it was the Bickamer, which is just next door. It had these light white oak accents. The JFE on the other side of this one, these light white oak accents. That's certainly a big stat. It's something that a lot of people are looking for. we are starting to see a little resurgence of the darker stains as well, which is why you're seeing it throughout this house. But whole home audio system, it's already set up. Of course, the light fixtures are a whole nother level, but we are going to take a look outside. Here we usually I have to cut the, oh my goodness. Okay, big thumbs up from Alex behind the camera there. We got it without having to cut. Usually these sliding doors give us some trouble, but out here, I think they did a great job. You've got the TV right there. And of course, we'll give you a drone shot of the rear elevation. Great look. One of the things that I like is they do real window wells and light wells. They didn't have to do this here, but it gives you natural light, as you'll see in the finished basement downstairs. You have that large format tile on the floor. It's got a natural texture to it, so it's not just concrete. And then to take it one step further, whole home audio system, and we've got the tongue and groove accent on the ceiling. Now, while we are out here, this community, Century Farms, we've done a whole series of videos here. They've got a brand new model row, some of the most beautiful luxury homes priced anywhere from $1 million all the way up. They even have a couple by this same builder in the 850s, which is unheard of in this specific neighborhood. They're on their final phase. A number of different spec homes, models, homes that are 30, 60, 90, 120 plus days out. This is one of the best community, one of my favorites in Overland Park, especially if you're looking 850 plus. They've got a clubhouse, luxurious pool, it's a fitness center, a reading loft in the clubhouse, a community garden, trails, basketball / pickleball courts, so much more. And it's just down the street from the new Blue Hawk shopping center and all of the developments going on right there. But we are going to head back inside because this kitchen, there's a lot to unpack here. So the first thing, when I walked in here a couple weeks ago, I looked at these countertops. And if you've seen any of these videos that we've done on this channel, one of my favorite styles of countertops is a Taj Mahal leathered quartzite, which this looks like. It's very similar. I'm told that this is decked in, which is not a material that you're going to see in a lot of homes. Decked in is basically a solid surface countertop material that is made at such high temperatures that is virtually indestructible. At least that's how the salespeople have explained it to me in the past. But it's got this beautiful, beautiful look to it. They've got the mitered built up edge to make it look extra upscale. And of course, they waterfalled it on top of that. But ton going on here. So we're going to keep going. The light fixtures, I've never seen these before. I think they speak for themselves. A really sharp look, but just all the perimeter space in this kitchen for the size of this main floor is just very impressive. You get all of this space. They carried the countertops onto the backsplash. And again, I'm a big fan, I really am, in this house, of these darker stained cabinets. They're a flat modern panel here, which goes with the exterior of the house, and they match the floors very nicely as well. But I love that the hood, it's very seamless. It all blends in together without feeling too mundane. Of course, you've got the upgraded slide-in gas cooktop and range right here. And then we've got plenty more. So I need to spotlight this real quick. We've got a built-in fridge, which at this price point, that's what we typically see. These are custom. You'd never know it's here unless you opened it. And it's a really, really neat, tidy look. But coming around the corner, we're gonna do a little lap here because this pantry, it's situated right off the kitchen. It's basically a prep kitchen. It doesn't look like all of the pantries that we typically see. Stacked microwave, second oven. You have the upgraded backsplash and the upgraded countertops here. You even have a water bottle filler, which we've only seen this one other time. And it's very rare to see, but certainly a nice thing that you can add if you're building. And of course, going through the pocket door, I do want to pull this open for you so you can see it. Look at that. I love the look of that. It's not just a pocket door. It's a dark enamel, which costs a little bit more, and they have glass panels in it. But we are going to keep moving here because we went right past the garage entry and the mudroom. And before we turn to your left, You know what? I think this speaks for itself. This is pretty pretty incredible. I don't know what this is. It's probably some sort of onyx, but it's backlit. Really cool look to it. I'm gonna flip a light on here. Look at how that completely changes the feel, but you can still see the underlighting. You've got the sink as well, which looks really great. The vanity's floating. It's got the built-up apron overhang there. And this blue color, which we've never really seen before, but boot bench, it's tucked right off of the garage. And we should probably show the, oh yeah, we have to show this. They epoxied the floor. They added fortress rail. This is a really neat look. And in case you're wondering, we are going to show you the other. This is a 2+1 garage setup. So partial side entry, which is why the elevation looks kind of modern and unique. And it's not something we've seen on the channel yet. But this is really nice. And SAB, we're going to talk a little bit more about them here in a few moments. But they've got quite a few plans where you're getting this extra garage space, which that's really nice to see. Especially in this where you've got more space to work with, a 2+1 setup. I really like that bump out. Garage door openers are already in. They go ahead, they paint the garage, which not all builders, believe it or not, even at this price point, not all builders do it. Rainbird sprinkler system. And then I like that you've got the window at the front of the house. It brings in a little bit more light. But coming back inside, we will get to the lower level. Again, this is finished in all 3 levels, which not all model homes are. We've got to get to the master. But before we do that, I do want to break down the builder. SAB Homes, they build all over Kansas City. They're one of the biggest home builders here. So it's not just in Overland Park. They build all over, originally based at Lee Summit. They build in the Northland. They build around Lee Summit. They built in Olathe, Overland Park, pretty much everywhere that you could be looking to build a home. That's one of the things that I really like about them. But one of my favorites is they have a wide price range that they work with. Like this is on the higher end, but we're going to show you other homes in this community where most of the prices are above $1 million. We're going to show you some examples in the 850s. I've had a client build with SAB in the 550s, the 650s, but one of the best things that they do for the price and how competitive the prices are, there's a ton of customization that you're able to do, which most builders, if you're getting competitive prices, usually it's very hard for them to customize, but this builder is very well outfitted and equipped for it, as you can see with all the upgrades in here. Their designer does a great job. They've got when you go to make selections, if you're building with them, it's in the upstairs of their office. So you get to do all of your selections all in one spot with the help of a designer. It makes it all super nice and seamless. But in here, oh my goodness, talk about custom, the light fixture. You got the whole home audio in here. The mirrored accent wall with the tile, which this is what we're starting to see quite a bit now. It looks like those acoustic slat accent walls that we tend to see, but it's tile, so it's waterproof, which we're going to see a little bit of that. We usually see that in the bathrooms, but I love the texture there. And on top of all of this, we've got the dark enameled doors, which cost extra because it requires more expensive paint, but also the matte glass panels. And heading in here, I mean, this is really something. I think you saw it, maybe. You saw the toe kick lighting as soon as you walk in. These pop on. The dark stain again. Quartz countertops. This whole bathroom, I have to look around to make sure. This is all tiled. Like we've never seen a bathroom where every wall, every surface is tiled. This one is really neat. Light fixture. You've got the reeded tub, which is really cool. That's the same kind of texture you saw on the tile behind the master bedroom or the master bed. And if we flip around here, love the transom window up top. Real great look there. And then around the corner, we've got some more 3D tile. One of the things that SAB tends to do is standard. All of their countertops are going to be quartz or granite. All of their showers are going to be tiled, so there aren't any inserts. A lot of this is very upgraded, which is why you're seeing the 3D texture. And then, of course, we've got water closet. And back here, they carried the tile, which is laid in an upgraded pattern. I don't know what they call this, but they're very good at doing different herringbones, different textures in the floor. We've got pretty good sized closet. What we're starting to see at this price point, if you're looking around the 900s plus, we're starting to see a lot of built-ins as opposed to just faced frame shelving like you see right here. So a lot of dressers, a lot of built-in cabinets. This one is outfitted for a stackable washer dryer. So that's what you're seeing right here. And then we've got plenty more to show you as we make our way upstairs. I totally missed this as we were headed to the master, but this is the countertop material. They've got plenty of different textures, but it's really cool. If you look it up and read about it, I'm told that this stuff is like indestructible, could survive a nuclear conflict. And we don't want to put it to the test, but it is what it is. Before we go upstairs, any questions buying, building a new construction home in Kansas City? We tour some of the best builders, communities, floor plans, several different price points, not just million plus. We've toured several in the 600s, 700s, even the 500s and below, which this builder has several products for, just like the ones you're seeing on the screen. But I'd love to help you out, put all of this info to work on your behalf. So feel free, give me a phone call, text message, email. I'd love to set you up for success. Floor plan for the second level will be on the screen right here. One thing I really appreciate is, despite this being modern style, you get real hardwood treads. That's not something we tend to see very often. But up here, this layout, from what I remember, is very, very impressive. You have the loft. Not all homes where you have two-story ceilings in the great room will have a loft. Oftentimes those spaces, they conflict with each other, but the way this is laid out, very smart. I love that you get the casement windows on the side right here. And it's not like this is a tiny loft space either. This is a pretty good space. We mentioned, we ended with the laundry room downstairs. We're kind of starting with it upstairs. That's nice. It means you're not having to bring clothes up and down. But heading this way, this is our first of 3 bedrooms up. You've got the upgraded designer carpet, some gray walls. I love the casement windows, the sides of the bed. And of course, we've got private closet, walk-in closet, and then private bathroom, designer shower door with the barn style exposed hardware and some beautiful tile throughout. But we are going to head to our second bedroom up, and before we do, we got to give you a view from the catwalk. I mean, this really puts it into context. Just a beautiful vantage point in the house. But heading in here, we're going to go a little bit quicker. This one has a Hollywood style bath, so good size, 9-foot ceilings. Usually we're only 8 feet, so a little bit more volume. You have a walk-in closet, but you'll notice these vanities are all custom. You've got this built-up trim design. Coming in here, I like that you get the Euro glass panel, upgraded tile on the shower tub combo there, our second vanity. And of course, bedroom number 3 upstairs, casement windows in the corner, a good size walk-in closet for a house this big. And we mentioned that this one is finished on all 3 levels. Here somewhere, we're gonna find a second HVAC system, but I love that you get the extra closet for storage up here. And around the corner, is this it? This is it, okay. With a house this big, when you're getting around 3,500 to 4,000 plus square feet, you almost need to have a second system. It makes each of them are going to work continuously, makes each of them a little bit more efficient. But this is our final one, and just wait till you see the bathroom. I mean, it is very upgraded for a secondary bedroom / bathroom. You've got larger format tile, designer tile on the shower, Euro glass panel door with the clips, and of course that same deck-in that we saw downstairs. This is a really cool material. I love the edge of it. Not like anything we've shown on the channel before. We're going to cut to the lower level. Everything's kind of changed down here. It's very moody. The bath, and I haven't seen any of this when I walked here a couple weeks ago. I missed that it had a finished base. So this is like my first time seeing down here. I looked at some pictures beforehand. I know this bathroom is very moody. We're actually going to save it, but we're going to keep going here. So the rec room. Not all of these 1.5-story homes will you find a finished basement, let alone a finished basement like this. This is very impressive. So the wet bar, I mean, there's just a lot to take in here. And we're gonna start with the wet bar. If you remember upstairs, the dining room, it had those the glass backsplash with the floating shelves. Very similar theme here, but these are like textured subway tiles. Very neat look. Of course, on top of all of that, we've got these leathered countertops, which feel very upscale. Built-in, upgraded cafe, beverage cooler there. And of course, I love that you get the towers on either side of the backsplash with not just the downlighting, but the glass cabinet doors as well. And of course, you know, when you go modern, a lot of the time what you're going to see are light fixtures like this, the flat modern cabinet doors. And we're going to do a little exploring here. The first thing I want to point out is this. Oh my goodness. I don't know what that's tile, but I've never seen anything like it before. I'm going to guess that this is unfinished storage. It is. We're going to give you a little sneak peek of it right here. Which in a house this big, 46, 70 square feet, to have even this much unfinished storage is very, very impressive. But making our way around the corner, one of the things I really appreciate here is, like, you know, if you look at this, if you're watching this on TV, your phone, it probably looks like the walls are black in here. They've got this hint of blue to them. You can see it right near these modern light fixtures on the side. But this is the perfect built-in setup for a home movie theater. You've got all of this built in too. These are push to open doors. I don't know if that's a term. Sometimes I just make that up, but that actually sounded pretty good. So we're gonna roll push to open cabinet doors there. I love that you've got all of this storage across the front. You can see that all of these open. This is really neat. Luxury vinyl planking, and this is a really cool space. The black painted beams up top, the box vault. Wow, I'm very impressed. Now, one of the things that I pointed out when we were outside, when we were on the covered patio, is they do a light well down here, which this is a flat lot. Usually that means all of the basement walls are underground, where all the windows are underground. Here we've got some real natural light. And instead of just being concrete, you know, something that you're looking out at that's not very entertaining or pleasant to the eye, they did wrap this with stone, which takes it to a whole nother level. But speaking of a whole nother level, I'm conflicted. I don't know whether to start with this bathroom back here or the gym with the sauna. We're going to start with the red bathroom. SAB's designs, this builder, they push the limits sometimes, but in very tasteful ways. Like, this has a very kind of historic, speakeasy feel to it while still being very modern. Not the easiest tightrope to walk, but they do it very well. I love the color of the walls here, the way the tile ties in with everything. And on top of all of that, the gold, I mean, it really pops. I do want to mention, you've got this reeded panel on the vanity, custom mirror, really, really unique look. But we are going to head around the corner here, because these models at Century Farms, they've just taken them to a whole nother level. We toured the Bickamer that's right next door to this one. It had a spa, a sauna downstairs. This one does as well. So the first thing I want to point out, these doors are beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's just a glass panel, very tasteful trim inside the glass, it looks like. But look at this, very similar to what we saw with the master bedroom accent wall. You do have the built-in sauna right there, but I love the trim. It makes it feel like a high-end, like boutique gym or hotel, kind of like we saw upstairs at the dining room. But again, you've got the egress window. They didn't have to do this, but they wrapped the inside of it with stone, again, to give you a more upscale look down here. But saunas, we're starting to see, I'm not going to touch this. I don't want to break it. I don't really know how these work, but we're starting to see these a lot in homes above $1 million. They're starting to become much more accessible. Builders are starting to build them in. And this is a nice testament to how custom SAB can go. So with that said, big thank you to Alex behind the camera. He's an on-site agent here at Century Farms. He helps with all these videos. I couldn't do this without him. Also, big thank you to Rochelle, the other on-site agent here at Century Farms. She's been on a number of the videos, which I will link down in the description below. Also, I greatly appreciate SAB. We tour some of their models all over Kansas City. And speaking of, if you're in the market to buy or build a new construction home, any price point, anywhere around Kansas City, we tour some of the best communities, models, builders, and each one of those decisions in your home search can either cost a lot of money or be a decision you look back on years down the road and really end up valuing. We'd love to put all of this information to work for you. So feel free, give me a phone call, text message, email. Love to set you up for success. With that said, we've got two things on the screen. We've got another model home here in Century Farms, and we've got a whole playlist of some of their best models and best properties available. So click here or there, and we'll see you on the other side.